Morning, guys. Coming out of the woods, did a little duck hunting this morning and got about a 10-minute walk back to the car and thought I would chat a little bit about God's will for you and how that might or might not relate to a desire you have to be a professional trader or at a minimum a profitable trader. So when I'm watching some other people's channels that are somewhat similar to this one in that they combine faith and trading, faith and Forex, you'll get questions. I've never had it personally because I don't think I have any subscribers, but you'll get questions from new people in this space. So Christians who are trying to figure out trading, you'll get questions like, hey, I think God brought this to me or put this on my plate. I think this is from God, but I'm struggling, but I'm not profitable, but I keep blowing challenges, and the list goes on and on and on. So by asking this question, they're implying something false about God's will. First of all, I think people don't generally understand God's will very well, in that we've been taught from the pulpit that you need to do this exact thing that in your life, say go to a particular college or get a particular job or marry a particular person. You need to do this thing to quote unquote be in God's will. And that's how we've been taught. So people think I have to figure out, what God's will is. Is this door that's before me, is this God's will? If it is, I'm going to go through it. If it's not, I need to avoid it at all costs. And that theology is, in my opinion, warped. God gave us free will. He wants us to use it. He doesn't want to micromanage 8 billion people. He wants us to walk in a relationship with him, walk in an intimate relation with him, do things, speak things, act things out in a particular way that share his love with the people around you, that bring him glory. That's his will. You can do that anywhere, anytime, any school, any job. So that's the first point about God's will. And remember, this is going to tie back to the question that new traders have. I think God brought trading to me, but it's not going well. The second point I'd like to make about that question or that dilemma that we as Christian traders are going to be faced with. But the second point I'd like to make is, just because God might orchestrate something that comes across your path, a particular job, but we're talking about trading. So let's say that, yeah, God did bring this across your path. That does not mean it's going to be all rainbows and unicorns. It's going to be super easy. So let me stop there and repeat that. The question that people are asking or struggling with, the question is based in bad theology. The question presumes and assumes, if God brought this to me, then it's going to be easy. You see how that theology in itself is framing this question in a particular way, and the whole question is framed wrong. So if God brings you something, that does not mean it's going to be super easy. As I'm sure you can personally attest to, there's hardly anything in life that's super easy. And definitely not the things that are really worth striving for, trying to achieve and obtain. And if you do obtain them, to hold on to them and steward them well. None of those are easy. Especially for sinful people like us. Immature people, selfish people, people with skeletons in our closet and baggage. We're a mess. We're an absolute mess. So yeah, God brings something up that if you choose to utilize your free will and do it in a godly way, let's say you choose to pursue this. That's your free will. And you're doing it in a godly way. You're praying, you're staying in the Word, you're asking God, how can I do this in a way that glorifies you? You're doing it in a way that's not gambling away money that should be used on your family. I mean, you're doing it in a godly way. Your free will done in a godly way. Even when those things align, that still doesn't mean, oh, bam, 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 bam. It's going to be super easy. It's not. Becoming a profitable trader is extremely difficult because it involves self-mastery. It involves mastering your emotions. It involves developing discipline in a new spot, a new space in your life. And growing, maturing, developing, becoming a disciplined person, takes a long time. And it's bumpy. You typically, I'm sure you can attest to this, are going to make mistakes. And you're going to feel bad, and you're going to beat yourself up. And you're going to swear that you're never going to do that again. And then you do it again. Why? Because the thing we're talking about, the journey we're talking about, the process we're talking about is self-mastery and discipline. Those aren't things that come in a day. Those are things that, at a minimum, come in years or decades, if not lifetime. So, where are we going with all that? All that to say, remember the problem was, or the question was by newbie Christian traders, hey, I think God brought me this. I feel his calling to do this, whatever. But I keep messing up. I keep losing money. I keep blowing accounts. Okay, so what's the point of all this? Yes, this very well could be something that God brought across your path. And if that's the case, it's still going to be hard. It's still a journey. It's still a process. you're still going to stub your toe and bang your head on the wall for a long time. It's hard. 95% of the people fail. Liken becoming a profitable trader to any other professional in their field, like a brain surgeon or an NBA all-star or anything else. You find somebody who is not necessarily have to be world class, but really, really, really good, a professional. That's what being a consistently profitable trader is like. It's like being a world-class professional at something else. So if that's the case, let's think about God again. Does God just grant people the snap of a finger's gift of becoming a professional golfer, professional swimmer, professional basketball player? No, he doesn't. Those people have, admittedly, maybe some talents or an athletic ability, but there's an enormous amount of time, energy, effort, discipline, self-mastery that those people appropriate in their schedule and in their lives in order to become that person, to become the professional, to become the physician, the brain surgeon. Right? Even if God placed it on their heart to do that, the brain surgeon still does whatever it is, 8 to 16 years of school and residency and practice. It doesn't happen quickly. Trading, being a consistently profitable trader, is like that. It's gonna take a long time, and I don't mean just a long time of like kicking your toe against the wall or banging your head against the wall. It's probably what I'm looking for. It's gonna take a long time of you doing the right stuff, working hard, journaling, reviewing your trades, back testing, getting mentorship, having a accountability partner, etc., 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 and utilizing all those things over a period of years, and slowly you get a little better and a little better and a little better and a little better. And years down the road, voila, a professional that does professional things, acts like a professional, behaves like a professional, is disciplined like a professional, and has mastered themselves to a certain degree that keeps them in the zone, prevents them from blowing themselves up, ruining the progress that has been made. For example, drinking too much alcohol, going out and partying every weekend, getting involved with other people in a promiscuous way. Those things are very likely going to blow up your success, screw up your opportunities, they're going to mess you up. So we need to exercise our free will. We need to do things the right way. Don't party every night. We need to include God in this journey constantly, all the time. And then we need to understand that it's going to be hard. And that's okay. It's very likely, possibly, still God's will and his plan for you, or at a minimum, an okay, appropriate, a door that is before you, and he's totally fine with you going through it. With him. Go through it with him. So, I don't think I need to ramble on anymore. Hopefully that was helpful one way or another with regards to your trading journey or with regards to your Christian journey, potentially both. All right, guys, God bless.